Mixing with my career building tip: attention, not obsession to details. One of the things that is most common trap for engineers is this idea of attention to details. And this is an important part of production and engineering and songwriting and all the things that we do. However, there is a balance or a line that you need to always cut where you're paying attention to the details, but that doesn't mean you obsess over them. When you obsess over things, then you try to control them. And usually when you try to over control insane amount of details of things, you can literally suck the life out of something. So it's sort of like if you think of the behavior of an obsessive compulsive person, who wanted to, say, go to a movie would have to go through all of these different things along the way. Like they would only wear certain socks to the movie. The socks had to be washed and pressed before they went. They had to, open their front door 6 times and close it and lock it. They go out, they drive halfway up the street, and then they drive all the way back to make sure that they lock the door. And they go through all these patterns. So just the process of getting to see the movie is like torture. And the same thing can kind of happen with mixing, where you get so obsessive about these most minute details and everything being done in order, and you have this idea of exactly how everything should be and what frequency response it should be and all these different things, that you lose the bigger picture. You get so obsessed with this idea that this is what makes this work, or this is what allows you to get to this next stage, that you forget to look to see if it actually is doing that. Because sometimes when you pay attention to something, if you try something, you say, hey, this is something that I do with kick drums. But when you put it in, you always have to listen and check what that's doing up against the rest of the track. And when you do something like that, then if it doesn't work, then you're not stuck in this obsessive cycle of trying to make something work that doesn't fit. Instead of sitting there trying to pound a round peg into a square hole all day long, you look at it and you say, maybe I need to do a different approach. And you try something unique and different, and then maybe it opens your mind to more possibilities, and you find something different, another solution, or what I like to call like another trick to throw in your bag of tricks. So that as you're kind of working through things, if you have only one solution for kick drum sounds, and when that doesn't work, you're sort of stuck. And then you have nothing else that you can go to. Whereas if you have 10 solutions, then you could say, oh, this didn't work, let me try this. It's like, oh, that didn't work either, let me try this. And then you'll find that different things work in different situations. And then you're responding more to the music and more to what the sound is telling you, as opposed to trying to force your will upon something. So attention to detail is important. Obsession about details almost always comes back to bite you. So that's my mixing with my career building tip: attention, not obsession, to details.